All right, Dave here again, Radical Independent, Forbidden Pack Network. We're building a network. We're building out, folks. We're building back better. We're not building back better, okay? Don't even think it. All right, so one of the great unifying moments that I've seen lately are members of BLM, fans of Nicki Minaj, who want to join together with Trump supporters and protest the CDC. You know, I got emotional when I first heard this because I've been praying for unity. I've been praying for it. Now, I know the sky god won't answer everybody's prayers, you know, and there's some people out there that spend a lot of time debunking any sort of religious belief. So just forget what I said about praying, hoping, wishing. Anyway, I was praying. And sure enough, today at CDC headquarters in Atlanta, a group of fairly angry protesters, hopefully they'll keep it peaceful, but they're all going to descend upon the CDC and make their voices heard. Now, if you don't know the history of how Black people were injected with syphilis, the Tuskegee experiments, the stuff that goes back way back to Margaret Sanger, who is a hero to many on the left, but some of those history books are being rewritten because people on the right, people who are apolitical, are going, really? Margaret Sanger, you know, the one that wanted to exterminate certain groups of people, that Margaret Sanger probably gave a lot of her ideas over to Adolf Hitler. Yeah, that one. Yeah, she's a hero. Some on the right think the placement of abortion clinics in urban areas is another way to control the population, and especially with African Americans. By the way, African Americans at the rate of about 70% have decided not to do the thing. All right, so somebody chasing them around with a syringe and they're saying, no, thank you. Nope, we're not going to do it. So when Nicki Minaj gave her testimony about her cousin or whatever and had the issue with the stuff going on down there, wasn't working properly anymore after supposedly, allegedly, we'll throw all those words in there. Something happened and now the dude apparently can't do what he's supposed to be able to do as a man. All right, I'm just trying to keep it kind of family friendly here. That's not the way she phrased it. Obviously, we're dealing with Nicki Minaj. Look, couple of things. I'm not elevating Nicki Minaj to sainthood. All right, I'm not. But some of her videos, I won't even show them to myself. I can't even know. All right, never mind children and teenagers. But here we are. This is a culture war. And she has like, what, 22 million followers on Twitter. So she's a huge influencer. In fact, Biden, after hearing that she had jumped off the neoliberal plantation, if you don't vote for me, then you're not Black, right? Right, that's Joe Biden. He and the rest of the White House were absolutely alarmed by this and immediately requested the presence of Nicki Minaj. And from what I understand, Nicki Minaj turned them all down. Instead, a group of her followers are heading to the CDC in Atlanta today to protest for 2 hours. They're also asking for Trump supporters to show up. Wow. So this is what I'm talking about. Because all of those people were probably like all pro-Biden or apolitical, or, hey, I'm the entertainment maven, I'm just going to keep doing what I do. And then all of a sudden, some truth and reality. Now, based on the way Nicki Minaj was tweeting before I think her account was suspended, she actually was demonstrating a very high level of intelligence. This isn't somebody who doesn't get it. I mean, a lot of these entertainers, right, they're given certain assets, shall we say, and I use that term with, you know, a bit of a double meaning here, but they're given, you know, the body and the vocals and the persona, and they just push the envelope and they try to make as much money as they can. And they become very good at what they do as far as raking in the money from people. Again, I'm not praising what she's doing. I'm just saying it's like the people who wonder why poor third world citizens are walking thousands of miles. They're doing it because they think it's going to be better here. I don't know if that's true, but if they can get on some kind of government handout and they can, you know, get into something that's not a dirt hut or a shack, you know, grass hut with a dirt floor, I should say, especially if you're Haitian, right? Then you're really doing better. So it's not stupid. It's like all the people who they're getting money each month from the government. And this is why all the help wanted signs are still up there. When the CDC, by the way, they ought to be protesting that the CDC is a landlord. They're not a landlord. As much as I don't like people getting thrown out of places because the landlord, you know, is asking for money and they can't pay them money, right? Now, again, I'm going down all kinds of rabbit trails here, but if you lost your job and it was because of the lockdown, because the government closed your business down, it wasn't because of a floating particle. It was the government's reaction to the floating particle. It was the reaction. It wasn't the particle itself. You could have kept these businesses open. You know, the particle, by the way, it's interesting because you walk into a restaurant and the particle is up here, right? This is what I've noticed. But when you sit down at your table, the particle, I don't know what happens to it. Does it go away? Does it just stay up higher? Just curious. And no, I'm dead serious. Anyway, this is why they're going to the CDC to protest, because this is ridiculous. Everything they're doing is ridiculous. All right. Now, again, for the censors here, I'm not going to question your view from the WHO, right? Because the World Health Organization says that blah, 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 but Nicki Minaj doesn't agree with that. She doesn't agree with that. And I've heard through the grapevine that YouTube is going to start to ease off on some of the censorship they've been doing when it comes to this particular issue. Don't know when that's going to happen. Would have been nice if it had happened before I got a strike on my channel. I might get another strike on the channel, and that's why I am now a member of the Forbidden Pack Network with my good buddy Charles Anderson and another gentleman who runs a platform called Coffee and Nuance. So you can check both of those channels out as well. All that to say, it warmed my heart when I heard that BLM was going to the CDC, or BLM-ish people. My guess is that once BLM, right, gets the full brunt of this, because they're going to target African Americans with this thing. They are, because they're not getting the poke. They're not doing it. And so eventually they're going to be on a list, and there are articles that have been written about Nicki Minaj. Oh, the downfall of the celebrity culture. Really? Really? All you guys do is promote celebrity culture. Your politicians have to be celebrities. AOC walks in with her dress where it says tax the rich on the back. Should have said fund the dome, right? According to Glenn Greenwald. Look, I support Israel. I don't think we should be giving money to Israel. I just don't. Israel has plenty of money. Israel can fund themselves. We don't, and look at the way Israel handled this whole crisis. Basically, they sold their soul to Pfizer, and it just, I mean, it's hard to watch anymore because there are no alliances. And that's the thing, though. You can't, there are certain lobbies in DC that you can't really cross. Supposedly, she was crying because she had to vote present instead of no. We'll let you vote present if you want to keep your committees and you want to wear more fancy dresses and so forth. I mean, these people all become celebrities, right? So they're railing against Nicki Minaj, and she's the queen of the celebrity culture. Now, all of a sudden, celebrity culture is bad because the celebrity has an opinion, and she's fairly coherent, outspoken, and she's making sense to a lot of people that follow her. There are a lot of people who followed her, probably did the thing, and are like, crap, she says I shouldn't have done the thing. And they do, they pay attention. They're not listening to Dr. Little, you know, they're not listening to Dr. Falsey, right? They're listening to Nicki Minaj, you know, and they're not even getting opinions from their local doctor, the one that is their primary care person, if they even have one. So long story here, and I'm going to close out just to say, let's hope this alliance between BLM and the Trump people grows into something much bigger, where again, I've been saying this for a while, it is the underclass against the ruling class. And you don't have to be poor to be a part of the underclass. You just have to not be in the club, the George Carlin Club. Remember, it's a big club and you ain't in it. That's all there is to this, folks. That's it. Again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my buddy Charles and also Coffee and Nuance, as we are all part of the Forbidden Pack. And hopefully we can grow this network and become a super powerhouse and be bigger than TYT. Ooh, of course, we need funding, and we don't have any funding yet. But maybe you can make that happen. Don't forget about Patreon. I'll see you soon.